right. Welcome to capitalcompetent.com. My name is James. I'm here to show you around and introduce the 1K to 10K challenge. Okay, now what is that? We are looking to take this portfolio. This is a brand new portfolio on Fidelity. Okay, we got $1,000 loaded up. Our goal together, okay, is to go from 1K to 10K in 1 year's time. So by January of next year, we're going to be looking to have $10,000 in this account. Now, I'm going to do this. Well, this is something that I have done before. I've done this about 3 times, and I have made a ton of improvement, and I've made a ton of mistakes. Okay, just to show you, this is. We'll move over to the iPad here. Oops. Perfect. Okay, we're on the iPad now. This is my Morgan Stanley account. Okay, this is my biggest account. This is something I manage daily and very proud of it. We have a certain strategy with that one. Okay, now that's super cool. Coming back to this portfolio, that's super cool, right? Oh, it's a big number, it catches eyes, that's great. Okay, but what is really important is how much money I've lost. Okay, if we go over to my Charles Schwab account, let's move back over to the iPad. I'll wait for this to load up. This is my Charles Schwab. All right, this account has just been destroyed. I wish I could show you. It only goes back 2 years. But there was a point in this account where I had $78,000 and it has just been downhill, downhill, downhill from there, all the way down to 10. Okay. The value that I could provide is number one, I can build something up to about 80. But number two, I've lost a ton of money. So what I can do, and what my goal here is to show you how I build it to 10K and what mistakes to avoid because there is very easy ways to lose a ton of money. What you need to do is you need to be disciplined, you need to have a plan, and this is what I show you guys to do that. So my goal with this one is to get 10K, right? 10K in this one. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start with some rules. This is a challenge that I want to do with you all. Okay, let's move back over to the iPad. Average income. Okay, I got multiple numbers up here, but we're just going to say 57,000. How are you going to save, or how are you going to get to 10K? Starting with 1,000, everyone should have about 1,000. If you do not save your money, do not invest yet. There's no reason to. Just save, save, save. You can get to 1,000 pretty easy just working any job. Okay. After tax, right? We're looking at, let's just say 45. 45,000 take home. Take home monthly. Now that's a big number, but we got expenses, right? You got housing, you got car, insurance, you got to eat, you got to live a life, and then you got miscellaneous stuff. Sometimes stuff pops up. Expenses, 3,300. Okay, we subtract that. $450 left over. It's about $112 a week. This challenge, what we are going to do, oh, I hate when I do that. What we're going to do is we are going to start with 1,000, and then every week we're going to add $105. Okay? You cannot 10x your money without working, discipline, and adding money each week. Okay? You're going to add 105. At the end of the year, just saving alone, after 52 weeks, we should have 6,460. Now, that's easy. How are we going to get this to 10K? Well, there's an approach that I have. I have a 5-prong approach. Okay? Number one, this is like, it's comparable to building a house. Okay? You cannot build a nice, beautiful house on crappy foundation. We need pillars. We need strength here. What is that? For me, that is the market, right? The US market, aka ETFs, like VU, and then my favorite, SPY. I love SPY. Okay, we are going to put 40% to 50% of our portfolio into this. Now, why? The US market, right? It's a bet on the US market. It's low cost, it's fun, it's managed by people that have influence in the market, and you are betting on the US economy. We are the strongest economy, we have the best military, we have the freest nation, we have capitalism, and we have people working their tails off, right? People that want to work, that strive for more. That is the US, that's the American dream. If this goes to zero, we have more things to worry about than money. It's not about how much money you have, it's about how much guns you have, right? Because we're in World War III at this point, right? So we put most of our money into this. We are diversify. We'll be in Apple. We'll be in the biggest companies. Companies will fall. Companies will join. But overall, it's going to go up. Okay, 40 to 50% in that. Number two, we're going to have a safety. Okay, this is going to be like bonds, gold, right? CDs, and we're only going to put about 10% into this. This is to help with fluctuations from this. Okay, when you're investing in the market, it's going to go up and down, right? The US has a boom and bust cycle, right? It's a credit cycle, right? We've got long booms and busts. We got huge growth and expansion and then huge contraction, right? When we're investing in the S&P, right, we're going to be buying, sometimes we're going to be buying up here, sometimes we're going to be buying down here, right? But we're going to be consistent. Overall, it's going to go like this, but we are prone to the boom and bust cycle, right? It's about every 5 to 7 years, we're going up and then we're going down. This safety, right, we're going to add a little bit of this to it, right? It's still going to go up and it's still going to go down, but it's going to help with the fluctuations. Okay, this is guaranteed, something that is pinned to the dollar, like gold. Okay, this is going to keep us from fluctuating. It's going to keep our heads on so we're not exposed to the boom and bust cycle and we don't lose a lot of money. Okay, so we're talking bonds, gold, CDs, whatever. Okay, that's about 10%. I don't want to go over, don't want to go less. That's pretty much going to stay the same. Okay, number three, we're going with personal picks. This is the fun part of investing. You get to look at companies, you pick ones that you like, stuff that you believe in, and we're going to put 20% or 30% in this. And these are companies, for example, right now I'm looking at Ford. I think it's a great price. I'm looking at Intel. Pepsi is getting attractive. There's a couple others that I'm researching right now that I don't come to it, but these are something that you think is going to beat 10%. If we scroll up here, the SPY, this right here is going to get you 10% a year on average. And then if we do the call strategy on top, it's going to be 15%. So when we're looking at our personal picks, you have to be confident that they are going to beat 10% per year. Because if they don't, you should have just put this 20% into the SPY, right? So these are companies that you believe in that you think are going to go up and up and up and essentially beat the market. Now, we keep it to 20 to 30 because it is very hard to beat the market. It's very hard. Okay? It is possible. I've done it, but I've also not done it. I've had stocks that I've thought were going to explode, and then I held on for 3 years and they did nothing but this. And I would have been better putting it in the market. So if we keep it on 20 to 30%, you're going to have that variety where you are having your own personal picks, you have your backbone in case they don't go anywhere. That's pretty much guaranteed to grow, right? American economy, we're growing. Um, you look around, no matter what they say on the nose, we're working harder, we're beating numbers. We might miss it a couple years, we're prone to bust, but I guarantee you in 10 years we're going to be far better than we are today. Okay? Number 4, risk on. Okay? This is where you can experiment, right? Scared money don't make money. There are things that I don't know. There are things that I would like to experiment with, right? I've been looking into long calls, right? Buying long calls. Maybe a very risky stock that you like, right? We're going to put about 10% in this. These are things that have a high chance of going to zero, but have the potential to go in here. Okay, if you lose 10% of your portfolio in a year, yes, it's bad, but is it the worst thing ever? No. You don't want to exceed 10%, but you also don't want to be scared money where you all put it in one and you don't learn anything, you don't make mistakes. I encourage you to make mistakes. I have made a ton. That's why I'm very confident explaining this to you, right? We're going to do 10% risk on. Okay, last one is cash. Now, this is what I like to call dry gunpowder, right? Dry gunpowder. We want to have this about 10%, 20%, right? We're buying these companies, we're buying gold, we're buying these bonds, right? We're diversifying through assets. You do want to hold on cash. You don't want to be, you don't want to be never fully invest. Okay, you want to have dry gunpowder. If you're fully invested and you've made mistakes, right, and you're down, how are you going to buy companies that you believe in? So let's just say if we bought Ford and it goes down and we have no dry gunpowder to put back into Ford. If you believe in Ford, you should have funds ready to go to buy it if and when it goes down, right? You want to have cash. You don't want to be over cash. You don't want to be under cash. Right now, Buffett's about 50% cash, right? We're not in the Buffett position. We want to have cash, but we don't want to have too much cash. So I'm going to say 10 to 20% cash, dry gunpowder, ready to go if we find a new investment, and we'll spread it across as we move on. Okay? We're going to add that 105 a week. So this is going to go up. If it goes over 20, we invest, right? Something like that. You want to have a pillar of cash as well. So these are our 5 prongs, okay? We're going to go from market, safety, personal picks, risk on, make your mistakes, learn your lessons, and then dry gunpowder. Okay, if we go back to the portfolio, all right, this is $1,000. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to plan on making this video every Friday. Okay, this is going to slowly go up, and then we're going to have a celebration once we hit to 10K. My goal with this, okay, is I want to not only do I want to teach, but I also want to learn myself, right? If we create a community together, we can all help each other grow. If you find this 3 years from now, you can start at this video and then keep going. You'll see each week I'll add $105 and I'll go over what I did right, what I did wrong. I want you guys to interact in the comments, tell me what you think, tell me stocks that you like, and then hopefully at this time next year, we will have 10K in our account. So what I'll do is I'll get some stocks ready, and next week I will show you what my portfolio is looking like, and we'll add $105. And feel free to join along and leave messages in the comments. All right, I'll see you Friday.